What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Sprint Car Nights. It's episode 2. We got the band back together finally. Kade is unfortunately sick. We got clapping going on. I don't know where that's coming from. That's a first time for everything.
I saw a button that said applause, and I was like, Cade's back. Let's all applause for Kade. I didn't know what it was going to do, but I was like, well, that works. We have bounce, we have heartbeat fast, we have drum roll, we have gong. I was just going to do a gong when we introduced Kade, but I was like,
took us 10 seconds to get completely off the rails. Anyway, yeah, we're all back. Unfortunately, this might be a little bit shorter. Cade's under the weather. Blake's not feeling the greatest either, but we have a lot of stuff to talk about this week. As usual, the 2025 high limit season has crowned a champion twice last week. There was also some drama between the top 2 point contenders with the World of Outlaws over the weekend. Had some huge news from Brad Sweet and plenty more to talk about. You probably noticed also, if you follow us on the socials or on YouTube, we've kind of finished the rebranding. So this is the Team Netcode channel now. This is Sprint Car Nights. Make sure that wherever you're watching or listening from, hit like and share the post also. That helps us get to more people and help grow what we're trying to do here. And then lastly, give us a 5-star review, please, for Kade on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. That also helps us out a lot as well. We are now at Team Netcode on all of the social platforms. Boys, we'll start off with the biggest news. It's not quite the order that we have here, but I'd say the biggest news that happened in sprint car racing over the weekend. The big cat, Brad Sweet, announced that he is stepping back from full-time sprint car racing after this year. He did that at the High Limit Racing Banquet down in Texas on Sunday. There had been some rumblings, I'd say, here recently that that was coming, and from the sounds of it, I don't know if it was all based on what happened at Eldora, but it sounds like that may have been the icing on the cake based on Justin Fiedler's Dirt Tracker video today. But it's going to be weird, man. It's an end of an era. I know he's been a big part of all of our racing lives here over the last 10, 11 years, and is leaving quite the legacy.
Yeah, I mean, we go from Kinzer to Schatz, and then Brad Sweet's was so quick in the grand scheme of things. Like, Brad Sweet's reign of terror was quick, but they were very quick 6 titles, but 6 very dominant titles. I don't think we'll ever see someone again. Obviously, David Gravel he's kind of doing that, but the competition level that Brad Sweet faced, to be able to turn in top 5s and top 10s on a consistent basis like he did, that's what made Brad Sweet's title runs so successful and so fun to watch. I mean, it's just like, it was unbelievable how consistent he was, and really picked up the big wins in his career, mid 2010s. 2020's on. He didn't win big races. He won the Ironman, throw it in there a couple times, but boy, just the king of consistency. And he's a 6-time champion. And really, this year was really the only year full-time wise that he just kind of dropped off. I think an average finish of 6.5, 6.7, which was his lowest since 2015 with the Outlaws. So it's a heck of a career. It's not over. It's far from over. I can't wait to see what this next chapter is, but it stinks to lose one of the best in the sport, and truly is easy first ballot Hall of Famer.
He won all 6 in a row, by the way.
Yes.
He won 5 in a row with the Outlaws and won High Limit as well. Okay.
Yeah, the biggest thing is you got to really applaud a guy like that is still, I would say, at the top of the competition level, and taking the time to step away and be with his family a little bit more. And obviously he's got his hat in a lot of things. And yeah, good on him for being the bigger person and stepping away from racing full time and focusing more on things that apparently matter a little bit more to him.
The family piece, I think, is huge. You can see how much his wife and daughter mean to him, especially the banquet video is it's going to tug on your heartstrings a lot. Not only Brad, but Aaron was pretty emotional. A lot of the guys were emotional in that night, which is cool to see. It shows you how much it means to all these guys. This is a tough life. We've heard it from many guys this year interviewing them that when you're on the road like that all of the time and you have a family, kids, it's hard. And you could make the argument he's probably going to be a lot busier than he was driving here as he goes forward, like Blake with Narc, with High Limit, with the track that he owns out there with Kyle Larson as well. It does suck. He's only 39, I believe, so he's not even 40, and he's not in the seat anymore. But just grateful for what we were able to see out of him.
That's the crazy part. He's only 39. I think a lot of people are that's one thing a lot of people are shocked about. The dude won World of Outlaws Rookie of the Year when he was 28 years old. Like,
yeah, only 11 years ago.
Yeah,
and
look how
young
these kids are. Yeah, these kids are so young. I mean, Ryan Tibbs just won the Nationals at 18 years old, and Brad Sweet won his first Outlaw Rookie of the Year at 28 years old. And you're almost like, if you're thinking in NFL or sports terms, you're like, 28's your prime. That's in sports. Now, racing wise, some people believe mid-30s is your prime in racing, but it's crazy that he won 92 World of Outlaws races in the span of technically 10 years. I mean that's, you do the math. The average is easy. He's a 2014 World of Outlaws Rookie of the Year. He's a 5-time World of Outlaws champion, all in a row. 92 World of Outlaw wins. He was the 2024 High Limit Woodbake Series champion and year-long series champion. 13 High Limit wins. That's second all time. 2013 and 2019 Kings Royal winner. Some of my favorite videos of all time come from that 2019 Kings Royal. 2018 Knoxville Nationals winner, beat Donnie Schatz at the prime and top peak of Donnie Schatz winning Nationals. And he's a 2-time USAC National Sprint winner, 11-time USAC National Midget winner. I mean, just an all-around racer. Drove for Junior Motorsports in the Nationwide Series for several races in 2013. I mean, he has literally done it all. And not to mention the partners that have backed him along the years. I mean, great clips. We all remember the great clips cars. We all remember the Napa cars throughout the year. And he did this all under KKR. In a year, in a season, in a time full of silly season, Brad Sweet never left. And Casey Kane never left his side. I think that's that's another big testament. He jumped into a car that was very successful with Darren Pittman, but it's a testament to his career. It's a testament to KKR in all.
It's a seismic. This year has kind of been a seismic shift in sprint car racing, because you look at I think Casey said they had been together since 2007, and that's 18 years. And you also had Tony Stewart and Donnie Schatz split after 18 years together as well. Those are the top 2 drivers in the World of Outlaws during that entire time that are no longer together. That's a lot of change. And like you said, he was only 39. He was only 39, and we're going to see a lot of young guns. We're seeing the change of the guard here right in front of our eyes.
The cool thing is too, like, you got to think about like all the younger kids that are on the roster to get in these cars. Like, can you imagine the pile of shit that has got to be in the kid's pants that gets in Brad Sweet's car? Like, how do you even live up to shoes like that? Like, that's got to be a lot of pressure for sure.
Well, and speaking of that, Blake,
yeah,
the rumors are flying around, and Dirt Tracker Justin Fiedler mentioned it today. All indications, it sounds like Dazen Pursley is probably going to join KKR, whether that's the 49 or the 9. It sounds like that's happening. That's a great move for Dazen.
It's a home run hire.
Yeah, absolutely. He's shown. I mean, especially after the Nationals this year, he's been really, really good. He's picked up, he's finally got his first national touring series win. His stock is definitely on the rise. And I'd say that's a very deserving hire.
I think for Casey, I mentioned at the end there, Sweet's a 2-time USAC National Sprint winner, 11-time USAC National Midget winner. Dason Pursley also runs USAC, has run many of those different cars, like literally could get in anything and wheel it. Now, granted, after a couple of years, Brad fully shifted to sprint cars, but maybe Casey sees in Dason what he saw in Brad all those years ago. And that sure seems like this is kind of the thing. When Dason goes out and just dominates 4-crown like that, it's like, what are we doing? Like, this guy is so
multiple
talented.
Times.
Yeah, he's so talented. He's won at Knoxville in a USAC car. He's probably going to win at Knoxville in a sprint car soon. He probably could have if the track didn't rubber down or didn't go away like it did for the Cappy. I mean, he looked really strong in the Capitani Classic, but I think it's a home run hire. I mean, I think Dason Pursley's right there. And Justin also said, I mean, the other car is not going to go undone. It sounds like they're going to try to find somebody else to go in that car. And there are so many names that could be up for that.
Yeah. And like anybody that pays attention knows how good Dason is behind the wheel of a race car. And I feel like he's just finally getting comfortable enough in a wing car to be able to prove that. And it's no shock to the people that have been following him for a while, but it is cool to see him get some room to spread his wings and get comfortable. And like you said, I feel like that's a Grand Slam hire.
Another
I
domino
can
fell,
agree.
Josh.
That's right. And again, we're not reporting that. It's all things look like it's pointing towards that happening, which leaves nobody in the 13 Book Motorsports car. Kind of, yeah. Well, there you go, Kade. I like where Snow's going with this. We'll put Casey. Give our boy a call here.
I'm about it.
Yeah. Book Motorsports 13. Is that a car that's going to stick around? What you would imagine that it probably would.
Yeah,
The biggest name that you have out there, I'd say, is Donnie Schatz, but
who's running
who
out of
knows?
options
Yeah.
quickly. I mean, we'll talk about another one that just got filled today, but Donnie is running out of options and competitive options. Is that fair enough to say? I mean,
It is.
there's just one of those things that, the sides deal right now it's cool, but that 7 car hasn't won in a long time. I mean, that team hasn't won in a long time.
He's shown you can run top 10, but he
Yeah.
hasn't competed for a win.
Yeah, absolutely. They'll put somebody in the car. I mean, I can't remember who said it, but for as long as time goes on, Zeb Y's name will continue to be mentioned for the 13 car. So I think that's always something that you can always think of. It's a fast car. I mean, Justin Peck was fast in that 13 car. Dayson has shown great speed in that car. I really don't know who it's going to be. I really don't, because right now everybody's kind of filled in. I would love to see maybe give it to an Ohio guy, or maybe try out an Ohio guy. Justin Sanders, if he would ever want to leave the West Coast, I think is a good one. There's also really good guys out of the West Coast. We'll talk about him in a little. Or go ahead.
And sorry to interrupt. And that's if they stay on the road nationally. That car for a while, was kind of Northeast or just stuck to the All Stars. And with the reincarnated All Star tour right now, it could always be something that falls back there too.
And I know it's not a big name right now, but I really like where this kid's going. Logan Julian is slowly starting to turn heads up in Wisconsin. I mean, this kid, he's pretty good. I mean, he just won a heat race with the Outlaws, the pride of Oconomowoc, as they say, or as I said, I guess.
At least you said it. I could not say that.
I like Logan Julian. I mean, there's so many options that they can go with. Donnie Schatz is possible. But Caleb Henry's another great one, because he has destroyed competition in Ohio. I mean, yes, there are phenomenal Ohio racers. They could go anywhere with this. Chase Dietz has turned heads in the last couple weeks up in Pennsylvania with the Outlaws. So, yeah, it's really interesting. The other domino that kind of fell into place today was Spencer Baston was announced that he's going to go drive the Stenhouse Junior Marshall Racing number 17 next year. He's actually going to run it at the end of the year. They're going to put in a second entry for the World Finals, so we're going to see him in the car before we know it. I love it. I'm so happy for Spencer Baston. Kade, do you think this offer was on the table after the Knoxville Nationals?
It's hard to say.
I don't think it was.
With all the stuff that's been going on, I don't know how you could even tell what was going on last week.
I think his West Coast swing saved him and showed everybody that he can wheel it. Justin Fiedler also brought up, what Spencer Baston are we going to get? Are we going to get the Spencer Baston that we saw on the West Coast that has become so close? Actually, unbelievable, he hasn't won a race. Or are we going to get the Spencer Baston that was at Jason Meyer's team and he just never could figure it out?
I feel like you don't really have a choice if you're Spencer Baston. Like, you got to take that West Coast swagger and take it out on the road full time. I don't really feel like he has the option to try to get acclimated and get fully comfortable. I feel like he's just got to get in the car and drive his ass off.
And I would argue it's the same Spencer Baston that was in all of those. And it does, it goes to show and we kind of talked about it. I can't remember if it was last week with Brian Walker, or if it was before that, how the pairing of the crew chief, the entire team matters, and the chemistry that you have with your team matters. And I think it'll be very beneficial for those guys to get together here at the end of the year and get some races under their belt, because we've seen how that has worked and kind of continued on to the next season for some other guys here recently. Spencer can wheel it. We've talked about it enough. Like, he's shown that he can do it. It's, that there is going to be more pressure, I would say, now, because you have Sheldon winning some races here at the end of this year, and that is going to just naturally ratchet up the pressure that goes on Spencer. And you just have to, Kade, and you can maybe talk to it, when you put that pressure on yourself, you really have to stay level, especially when you multiply that out to an 80 race schedule. You're going to have your ups and downs. We've talked to numerous guys about it this year. It's just trying to stay level, but you can't come out of the gate slow.
Yeah, for sure. And I feel like the biggest thing is, like, when you're racing on a national tour, like, every night you're driving for your job. Whereas like right now he's driving night by night, and if he doesn't have a ride, he doesn't know how long he's going to have it anyway. What's it matter?
Yeah. He already doesn't have a ride. He's just
exactly.
kind of one night by night. Yeah.
I
mean, we've heard Ian Madsen talked about that pressure in other interviews in the past, where it's like that can really get to you. And wish Spencer nothing but the best. He can wheel it.
For his sake, I almost feel like, the comments on that post, I mean, there are some positive, but a lot of people were like, interesting. Like, a lot of people are still very on the fence about Spencer Bayston. I think he's going to at least get some people to shut up. He's probably going to have to win in the first month or two. I mean, like, go out to Volusia, show out strong. Boy, I mean, what if he shows out strong at World Finals? Say he goes out and wins the race at Charlotte, then it's like, okay. But yeah, he's really got to step it up. I mean, I don't know how long this deal is. I mean, who knows with sprint car deals anymore? It's might be just week by week, but it's like, just kind of one of those things. To put a bow on the Clausen Marshall Racing team, Giovanni Scelzi couldn't quite get a win under his belt when he was with High Limit. Now he came so close. Kind of reminded me of Spencer in that matter. That still proves he can wheel a car. But I think I saw a comment that passed through earlier. I think it's not official, but it sure does seem like Gio's probably going in the second Clausen Marshall car that they're going to field. So
that's what's been anyway. Yeah, exactly.
I feel like
rumors fly all the time, but a lot of them have been correct here recently. So it would make sense, especially with what he's done in that car.
It's insane. This all kind of started with Giovanni Scelzi. Once that domino fell, it was like, buckle up. Every team's like, well, we don't have to settle. I mean, why should we settle? We want to win. So and then Donnie Schatz kind of really set it off as well. Crazy stuff. You want to talk our schedule, boys? We have a short Knoxville Nights segment. Can you clarify, Josh? Because I've had a couple of people say Knoxville Nights is not going away. I've had plenty of people say, is Knoxville Nights done? Somebody asked me, they're like, did I buy a shirt just for Knoxville Nights to go away?
Yep, we just quit it.
Yeah, it's over. No, this we had heard some feedback that some of our in-season episodes were a little long. I know we pushed 2 hours a couple times, and we love sprint car racing. And Knoxville, unfortunately, has a short schedule. We're about to talk about it for next year, and there's plenty of time to talk about sprint car racing outside of the Knoxville season. So we wanted to keep doing that, and we wanted to be able to separate our content respectively. So we will still do conversations with guys around Knoxville over the off season. Those will fall under Knoxville Nights as well. But exactly. So the Team Netcode has just kind of been a catch-all for us to put all of our content. That's been something that I've worked on over the years and hadn't really found what I wanted to do with it. And now we've got you guys that have joined the team, and we're going to have sprint car nights, Knoxville Nights. Who knows what else is coming in the future? Blake's going to be doing his pre-race videos. We're going to have those on the channel too. So
I look at it
exciting.
I look at it kind of like as a tree. The top of the tree, the leaves and everything. That's the tree is Team Netcode. The branches off the tree are Knoxville Nights. It's my thing that I'll do on Fridays. Like, there will be different things off of these things. Like,
and it's all in one place. So you can go.
It's all in one. That's the easy part. You don't have to just jump around, because if we kept jumping around, like say next year Kade does a GoPro YouTube video every single week, I don't know, and it's like you'd hate to have that on its own separate thing. You just want it to be under the Netcode brand. I would love to see a weekly GoPro series from Kade. That's just
would be cool.
But
give me more work, Blake.
Yeah, I know. He can't even put the what do you call it?
Transponder. We got that figured out by the end of the year.
That was one time.
But yeah, so things that have already been changed, like you can go to search Team Netcode on YouTube. There are playlists now where you can see all the Knoxville Nights episodes. We're building out the Sprint Car Nights. If you subscribe or follow on Apple Podcasts or Spotify to Team Netcode, everything that we do, Sprint Car Nights, Knoxville Nights, is already going to be in there. So follow us there. You'll be able to catch everything that we do.
Last thing I was going to say, because we were talking about rumors. Did anybody else see the tweet about somebody said there was a big time sprint car racer, not named Donnie Schatz, that had a video of some sort in a garage or one of their shops, and there was a late model in the background with said driver's sponsor on the quarter panel? Anybody else see that tweet?
I saw the post. I have no
And it
idea
got
what they're
deleted.
talking about.
The video got deleted, whatever it was.
And I
in the
didn't
background.
catch the video.
But I don't know what that means, but I don't know. I just think that's interesting. So
We'll find out.
I don't know anything, but
Me either.
Also, real quick, before we get into the Knoxville schedule, Pat, yes, Brian Brown did share that he had surgery on his wrist, hand.
Yeah.
I think he's got some new hardware in there, and is expecting
titanium.
Yep, expecting a full recovery there. So, wish Brian the best. Hopefully, we can get him on this off season. Be fun to catch up with him on a full episode. We did a Jetco trailer talk around national time, but be fun to talk to Blackjack.
His comeback tour is going to be pretty fun. I can tell you that.
he's going to be driven next year for sure, because he was coming into nationals hot this year, and that was derailed.
Yeah. All right, let's talk Knoxville Raceway schedule. It was so funny because when we talked to Brian last week, the schedule, in my opinion, I thought always came out in the winter. Like I always thought it came out in the winter, but I guess with the Outlaw schedules kind of pushing and the leaks kind of coming through, I think Knoxville was like, all right, we got to get this out. So your 2026 Knoxville Raceway schedule looks like this. We open on April 18th at the Craig4.com season opener. Over-under temperature, Kade, for April 18th.
Cold.
History says we're going to have to wait and see. But it's been warmer as we've gone into the fall this year, so maybe that kind of carries into winter or into the spring. I'm not sure.
Nope.
But that's not how it works. It means the cold goes all the way to June.
Yep.
So we open, unlike last year where we opened with the Outlaws, we open on a normal night this year. We open with the 410s, Randall Roofing 360 sprint cars, and the Pro Sprints. I like that. I didn't really like just jumping in with the Outlaws. April 24th, 2 nights of the Premier Chevy Dealers Clash with the World of Outlaws. That'll just be Outlaws. There are no 360s. There are no Pro Sprints. May 2nd, we have a normal night. May 9th, normal night. May 16th, Denison Racing Tees, Jersey Freeze night. When I say normal night, there's still a chance that sponsors are going to come in. This is so early. So if you want to sponsor a night, go talk to Jason Reed, Knoxville Raceway. May 23rd, this was the big one, Memorial Day weekend. The Outlaws are coming on a one-night show on Saturday. It'll be the Outlaws and the Randall Roofing 360 sprint cars. No Pro Sprints.
$20,000 to win.
$20,000 to win. I myself, I think I'm going to go up to Huset's the next night and follow him. I think that'll be really cool to go up and watch. That'll be cool.
Huset's night trip, maybe.
Yeah, you got a quick Huset's night. Boy, I want to experience that track when it's not 106 degrees, because like that's the only memory I have of that track right now. Like I'd like to go and not think I'm going to pass out because of heat exhaustion.
Your face won't match your shirt.
Yeah, I know, absolutely. So I'm excited for the May 23rd weekend. Again, I've said I wish it was a 2-night show, but still really cool. Then on Friday and Saturday, May 29th and May 30th, the Avani Windows and Doors Corn Belt Clash, the shirt I'm wearing right now. 410s or 360s are on Friday, and then on the 30th is 360s, or excuse me, 410s. So Pro Sprints are off. They race on May 16th, and then they don't come back till the 6th. But Pro Sprints, still have 13 normal nights on the year. June 6th, Vermeer night, normal. June 12th and June 13th, so literally 3 weeks after they're gone, they come right back. The World of Outlaws are back. This does not have a sponsor. It was the Premier Chevy Dealers Clash. I assume maybe it'll change. It used to be the Brownells Big Gun Bash. I really like that name, but
Knoxville Nights Bash.
Yeah, there we go.
I don't know.
Pro Sprints are going to be on Friday. Outlaw or 360s are going to be on the Saturday show. June 20th, we are off for the Huset's High Bank Nationals. June 27th, Farm Bureau Financial Services night. We raced on the 4th of July this year, boys. The Nolan Wren Memorial Higher View Enterprises Midseason Championship night. You think they bring back the electronic fireworks, or you think we'll see actual fireworks?
I hope they bring the real ones.
I feel like for that, you got to bring the real ones.
If they bring the light show thing again, people are going to riot.
Well, Zach Hampton will be pumped.
Bill Rose Racing loves the fireworks,
Yes,
so
big
they will be
fireworks
happy
fans.
regardless.
I for one support the Williams Grove fireworks show. I'm not going to be that guy. I support what they're doing over there.
Hey, and I know you're making poking a little fun at the Outlaws being back again so soon. Hey, if we want to pull some of those races from Williams Grove, we can throw another couple
Yeah,
weekends
man,
on
we
the schedule.
have to get away from their 10 races a year.
Yep, pull a couple more. I'm down.
But 4th of July, that'll be really fun.
That will be fun
On that day. I think the next day I'm going to try to go to Chicago and watch the NASCAR race, so I'm going to be exhausted.
Nope, so Blake won't have a voice for the next Monday after that.
Yep.
Check it off. It won't be. I probably will die of heat exhaustion there too. July 11th, Van Wall / Marion County Fair night. July 18th, 3M night and 360 shootout night. I haven't looked, but I assume that falls in tow with the Kings Royal again, which I think is awesome. I think it always should. So that'll be awesome. July 25th, Knoxville Championship Series, normal night. And then August 1st is our Weiler night and 410 border battle. Looks like we only have one 410 border battle as of right now. We had 2 last year. And then the Knoxville Nationals, 360 Knoxville Nationals, August 6th, 7th, and 8th, with the Avani Windows and Doors Classic on the 9th. And then the 65th running of the NOS Center to Drink Knoxville Nationals presented by Casey's, August 12th, August 13th, August 14th, August 15th. We end the year McKay Group Championship night on the 29th, and then the late models are back 17th, 18th, and 19th. I was also thinking about it. Somebody mentioned it to me this week. Brian Walker was talking about it with us, Josh, off air. Corey Day probably will not be able to run the Nationals as well because he is full-time in the NASCAR Xfinity Series, going to be the NASCAR O'Reilly Series next year. So we lose 2 drivers. Jeez.
Unbelievable.
Stinks.
Unbelievable.
Stinks.
Yeah.
And
hey,
also,
you're a super sub. You know, if they want to lock the cars in, we got the super sub for him here.
Close to home.
That's right.
And if anyone's curious, the Iowa Speedway, the NASCAR is coming back that same week of the 360 Knoxville Nationals again. So I'd assume Kyle Larson will probably come back and run 360 Nationals because he just said it's convenient. So any thoughts?
I know there was some consternation around NASCAR stepping on that. I didn't think that it affected the crowd one bit. The crowds looked
Might
great
have made it better.
all 2 weeks. I like it, honestly.
I think crowds will go up because the dam's going to be done, or the bridge is going to be done next year. Like Jason wasn't kidding when Jason told us like he believes it really was a big difference. Any thoughts on that schedule? Anything that stand out? Pretty run of the mill, honestly.
Yeah.
I know people are going to be mad.
Happy for the pro sprints. You know, they kind of get the shaft sometimes. Definitely feel that way. Anyway, you know, I'll always wish that there was more racing, but
why don't we go into October? Come on.
Yeah.
In a perfect world, we start in May and we end in October. That's just me.
Yeah,
but
I agree. It is what it is, though.
Yeah, pretty cool. So that is the Knoxville schedule for 2026. Shout out to Knoxville for getting that out because you can get campgrounds reserved. Like the Marion County campground is wide open. I was looking at that. So
it did always feel like series and tracks like to hold that stuff off until PRI, but it is good for the fans, definitely. Yes. Also, you know, teams looking to make their schedule, it's probably really helpful for them too.
Absolutely. All right, let's talk High Limit here. High Limit had their championship week. Started at Lucas Oil on Wednesday. Brent Marks passed Aaron Reitzel midway through the feature, held on to get the win. It was his fifth feature win of the season. Brian Walker and Josh and I talked about Brent Marks last week, just all around. I tweeted maybe a hot take out. I said that Brent Marks is going to finish top 3 in the series next year. Some people thought, there's no way, but I sure think he can do it. I mean, they have really improved, not just in Pennsylvania, but all across the country.
He did do it this year.
Yeah, that is true.
Looking a little ahead. Extenuating circumstances there, but yeah, he definitely made it look good. We talked him up and talked about how that team has definitely been trending in the right spot or in the right direction. It's a bummer for Reitzel, man. You know, I think that we have a little bit of a rooting interest here. I know you're good buddies with him, Kade, and he looked good there early on and just couldn't hold on to it. And then Brent was just too good. They both kind of caught traffic at the wrong time for Aaron a couple different times and ended up that one spot going from first to second, costing the championship.
Yeah, I actually fell asleep during that race, and I woke up and I was all excited, and I looked at Twitter, and my heart broke right away. I was like, damn.
Yeah, 1 point. It ended up being with Rico finishing 6th. One single point determined the championship, and it's Rico Abreu picked up his first national 410 Touring Series championship. It was cool to see Reitzel, of course, finish 2nd, but it was cool to see Cy Lynch. He ended the midweek season with a podium at a track that he's actually been pretty good at, and that has been a team that's needed finishes like that. So no fireworks between him and Reitzel either on the track there. That even got mentioned at the banquet last night, which was pretty funny. But yeah, it was cool. We talked about it last week with Brian, how having 4 guys in the hunt for the championship come down to the last race, it doesn't get any better than that. And it lived up to what we were hoping it'd be.
Yeah,
track was probably a little stickier than we would have wanted, but weather, it's cool down there too. It is what it is.
Rico joins Kyle Larson and Brad Sweet as Roto-Rooter Midweek Series champions. That's now 2 straight years that the champion who won the Midweek Championship also went on to win the actual championship. Rico finishes in the midweek, 10 features, 8 top 10s, 4 top 5s, 4 wins, the only driver with multiple Midweek Series victories. We talked about Aaron Reitzel, came up short, 9 features for him, 8 top 10s, 6 top 5s, and 1 win. And then Brad Sweet, 9 features, 8 top 10s, 8 top 5s. Remember, he was credited for 11th at Lernerville when he had to miss with the back injury from Eldora. Tanner Thorson was 4th. Tanner was the surprise all year, I think, in the midweek series. Really cool to see that. They'll be a really fun force next year. I feel like now that they have the monkey off their back, the wins just kind of start foiling in for Tanner.
Yeah, and you kind of got to build a notebook with a coilover car. I mean, not a lot of people can give you tips and tricks on that one.
That's another one where it's been cool to see both him and the team grow together. They've really improved over the last few years, and like you said, Blake, fighting to getting the monkey off the back and proving to themselves they know that they can win, because he came so close so many times, but proving that they can do it multiple times this year. I want to go back real quick. It's crazy to me that Eldora kind of robbed us from a different champion in a way. You could argue that Rico wouldn't have won that championship had Reitzel and Sweet gotten hurt, because even with just 1 less feature than him, I know that they did get the medical provisionals, but both of those guys were more consistent from a finishing perspective in the top 5 than Rico was. It's just that Rico had 4 wins and nobody else had more than 1 in the midweek.
Yeah.
So should be really exciting. That's been a really competitive season within the season, and I love that aspect to High Limit.
Yeah. Then we had our all-in championship night 1 at the Texas Motor Speedway on Friday. Darren Pittman grabbed the lead early. Darren Pittman was so fast those 2 nights, man. Gosh, he's going to get one of those national touring wins again, and it's going to be awesome. Grabbed the lead early. Rico Abreu took care of it, got past him, and then they kind of battled throughout traffic most of the race, but he ended up getting away. 12th feature of the win over Darren Pittman and Giovanni Scelzi. And then night 2, Rico just did the same. I mean, it was pretty much the same. Darren Pittman up front again. Rico got the job done and ended up winning it in a time where the team knew they had to step up. I mean, Rico has had tough nights. I mean, there have been nights where you're like, dang, I mean, what happened to the 24? They showed up when it mattered most, and they never even gave Brad and them a chance to catch up in the points.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, when you look at it, like Rico's bad nights, he has them once, twice a season.
Yeah.
Like, it's hard to compete with that, which obviously, given Reitzel and Brad Sweet not getting hurt, I'm sure, like you said, Josh, we have a little different circumstance here. But, yeah, that whole, like, owner point format thing was kind of cool. It kept it all interesting, and, yeah, pretty sweet.
That 69K, man. Like, it was impressive to see Rico just put a stamp on it and say that the championship's mine. Like, that was impressive in its own right. But the 69K, dude, like, they don't travel all that much.
When they do,
and when they do, they're really freaking good and should have won a couple of these races by now.
I wish they were at Knoxville, man. I mean, we saw it last year. I mean, Darren was on the front row of the Knoxville Nationals. Like, Darren
did well at Texas last year too. I'm not crazy, right? Like, he was top 3.
Yeah. Christopher Bell was so good in that car. Like, anyone that hops in that car. Ryan Smith was in the car, and he was really good. Like, that car is so good. Donnie Shaw should go in it. I'm just kidding. I don't know, but it's definitely one of those things that it's such a good car. And I mean, they have great drivers running it, but Darren was so close. So close.
Yeah, Donnie Kreitz spinning the wrenches. The dude knows what he's doing, and it's cool to see him work because it's not the fanciest operation. Like, you don't have, the big old trailer that you see a lot of these guys, like, they don't get off the porch much, but when they do, they are a threat everywhere. And
Right.
They're not going to get out and travel like we wish they would, but we can have our dreams, I guess.
Rico, 50 features, 39 top 10s, 26 top 5s, 13 wins. A lot of really cool wins this year. A couple photo finishes, just kind of an all-around really good year. Obviously, the stat I tweeted was the most important. He becomes the first ever driver to win the 360 Knox Nationals and win the High Limit Championship in the same year. So that's a big one. And then Brad Sweet finished second, 49 points back. Justin Fiedler had a really good point that if you remember when Brad Sweet missed the scales a couple months ago and lost all of his points, those points, it wouldn't have been enough. Even if he finished third, where he finished, or fourth or whatever, those points still would not have been enough to beat him. So they can't, luckily for Brad, they can't just go back and say, dang, if we didn't miss the scales, we'd win the championship, because that would have really stunk. But it did not end up mattering. I think it would have been 15 points short. It would have been a smaller gap, but not enough. Brad Sweet still 49 features, 39 top 10s, 32 top 5s, 4 wins. Obviously a feature off because of Lernerville. And then Aaron Reitzel. Aaron Reitzel was right there, finished second in the owner standings, 45 points behind Rico Abreu. We talked about it with Brian Walker last week, but to watch Justin Sanders get in that car, it couldn't have been easy for Aaron because that car was so fast all season.
Yeah, and obviously Aaron knows how fast it is. He builds the thing, but kind of talking to Aaron, like he was saying that him and Justin drive a lot alike, and that was why they picked him to begin with. So I feel like that was a pretty easy fit for them. But if you're Justin Sanders, you have to drive your ass off because you have Aaron Reitzel that
you're in that car.
I mean, but yeah, that was cool to see that they kept that momentum rolling with Justin, and then obviously barely missed a beat when Aaron got back in the car.
Yeah, and if I'm reading these standings correct here, they had 9 wins on the season between the two of them, because I think Justin had a couple out west. Aaron had 7 himself, so that team was second to Rico with who had 13. So, man, what it could have been for him, I think he would have.
If he didn't get hurt at Eldora, I think he would have won the title.
Yeah,
and that's what really stings.
He was another one that he was just on a different level there to start the season, and I think that having that also drive him next year is going to be a scary thing to think about if you're racing against the 87 in the high limit season next year. It was really cool at the banquet. Also, it's on Flow Racing and on their YouTube. You can check it out.
They did a really good job with it, by the way. The red carpet thing that TLP did, it was all very good.
Yeah, I thought that Lisa Ridge did a really nice job kind of summing up their entire team and their season. She gave a nice speech, so check that out. It's cool. I know Aaron's a very polarizing guy, but he's good for the sport. Went through a lot and kind of showed that if you put your mind to it, you can kind of make it happen.
So Rico Abreu is your champion. Brad Sweet is second. Brent Marks is third. Justin Peck, who just flew onto the radar all year, finished fourth. Expect a pretty good 2026 for him. Tanner Thorson finishes fifth. Aaron Reitzel is sixth. Jason Pursley seventh. Brennan Crouch, Cy Lynch, Chase Randall. All three of those guys, especially Cy Lynch and Chase Randall, really picked it up at the back half. Like these last 2 weeks, kind of one of those things where you're like, you almost wish the season didn't end because you've really gotten rolling. Really good showing. And obviously, we went in more in depth with Brian Walker last week. So if you want to go and hear more of those thoughts, you can go back and check out last week's episode. But another fun season for High Limit. I love it. I don't know. I love it. I love watching it. I love the midweek races. I think it's great for the sport.
I agree.
They're just fun to watch. The plan is, at least Josh and I don't know about you, Kade, but going to try to get out to our first High Limit race ever at the Eagle Nationals next year. So we're going to see what happens.
have been once. I've been to a midweek one.
You went to a midweek.
At 34 Raceway.
Oh, there you go.
I think it was the first time. Yeah, it was unfortunately
When Alex
the race
Bowman broke his
that
back.
that took
Yeah.
out Alex Bowman. Yeah,
My
out of
guy.
sprint car racing, basically.
Dang it.
But yeah, I love what they're doing. You know, you can go back and look at old like Always Race Day podcasts. I was a skeptic. I won't shy away from that, and I think what I've seen from all those guys that they are bought into this, all in, if you will, pardon the pun. But it's a great product. I like how they really get the shows in and get the fans into it as well. And I'm really excited to see, especially with Brad, you know, really going into the business and the operations side of it now, what that looks like moving forward.
Yeah, and
Absolutely.
racing is a competitive sport anyway. So, like,
Yep.
if you, the more competition you have as far as like series go, especially like two national series like this, it only makes things better. I feel like.
Totally agree. And we've talked about it already. Unfortunately, Knoxville, for probably the foreseeable future, is probably not going to get a high limit race. I think it'd be cool to just have that different format and just a different organization coming in and doing their own thing. But business is business. You know, it's not up to us. We don't know for a fact that that won't happen, but it just doesn't seem very likely right now.
I definitely would like to see another race in Iowa. I mean, I
Definitely.
think for sure 34 Raceway is great, but boy, there are other really good tracks. I mean, the
Yeah.
facilities are the biggest thing, but facilities
Right.
sometimes haven't mattered for high limit. You
Or
know,
the Outlaws, for that matter. as
well, yeah, and the Outlaws, same thing, but like a Stewart. Can you imagine a high limit goes to Stewart?
I was just
Oh,
about to
man.
say that, dude. That'd
They
be
go to
sick.
Stewart. You could go to Harlan. Webster City has held sprint car races. What's the one? Lee County. I mean, Lee County put on great shows just a couple weeks ago. I mean, I don't know how long they're going to keep dirt on Hawkeye Downs, but I mean, there's there's cool facilities that I think Iowans deserve another one. Go to Oski. I mean, I think there's plenty of really good choices. So. I mean, can you imagine if like the Front Row Challenge became a high limit event?
I could imagine that.
You could see it happen. You never know.
I think the interesting thing will be with our extra outlaw show here. Does High Limit have a weekend off again?
I
bet they will.
Brian. I don't know. Yeah, I can't remember. We'll have to look.
I would be shocked if they already have their schedule put together.
I thought
but
Brian said
people talk so much they probably knew this was coming.
Didn't Brian tell us they were away though? I think he told us something.
We should know, Blake, but
I know.
Memory of a goldfish. So.
I'm pretty sure Brian told us they're in Pennsylvania that week. I think so. I don't know. We'll see. But we still get them in June, and we still get them in usually that April show because they're off that April show too. So yeah. Speaking of the Outlaws, they were racing this weekend at Lincoln Park on Friday. Pretty wild, pretty wild race. David Gravel led most of the way. But then Buddy Kofoid and him started sliding each other in the final laps. Buddy took a mean slider in turn 3 and 4 coming to the white. And then maybe Gravel was like, that was pretty close. So he slid him back in 3 and 4, and they made contact, and Buddy spun. And they took the caution just before David got to the flag. It's like, come on, man, just finish the race. Gravel ended up winning, but it's just another added layer. Gravel's kind of been on that edge a couple times this year. He obviously, the fans have their own thing about him, but just a weird look. And I guess in some ways, Buddy's slider wasn't much better on gravel in 3 and 4, but Buddy completed the slider. So I think it's a racing duel, but it sure does stink because those two have kind of been in not a rivalry, but they've definitely had their own little back and forth, especially with Todd Quering and Roth.
Before you jump in, because I do want to hear from the racers' perspective here, Kade. The only thing that really kind of irks me a little bit, for one, I do think that it was very weird too. We had an open red right before we had a green-white checker, which was because they hit the lap count for fuel. So that was really weird. Like you getting your crew and everybody out there right before you're going to go green-white checker to end the race. Don't see that very often. I agree with you that he probably got a little surprised by Buddy sending that slider coming to the white and probably didn't like it that much. And then I think they both were trying to run the top, rip the cushion in 3 and 4. And I don't think David really gave a shit if he was going to either hit Buddy or push him off the track. And that was that. The thing that I don't like, and it is irritating to me, he does try to lean in and be kind of the bad guy at certain points in time, but he didn't own that. Like, it's just, that's the perfect opportunity that even if you don't necessarily mean it, just own being the bad guy and lean into it some. And he kind of waffled, but that's just me kind of thinking of that's funny. But what do you think of the move, Kade?
Well, I do know
And
for
how would you have
sure.
reacted, I should say, too.
I don't know about that.
Got
I do
out of the
know-
car.
I do know for sure when a guy damn near drives you off the racetrack, he has to expect it going back in the next corner.
Yeah.
Do I think gravel intentionally drove him off the racetrack? Not really. I mean, you don't really see him do shit like that. Like, he's usually more calculated, and he'll just make you stop in the middle of the racetrack instead. But obviously, I'm not David Gravel. I don't know what he's thinking when he's doing this, but definitely made it spicy. I do agree that he didn't really lean into it all that well. He could have gotten a pretty cool crowd reaction if he just would have said, "Yeah, I drove his ass off the end of the racetrack" or something. And
Just go full heel, man. Just
Yeah.
Got to pick a side here eventually
yeah.
or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
you can't be the good villain. You got to be one of the other.
No.
Yeah.
And we've talked about it this year with multiple drivers, including yourself. Like, you can't see really out the right side either. So I'm sure that it just looked like he was going to go in there and run the top, regardless of if somebody was up there, is the way it looked.
Take a shot every time. Go back and look at like all of Gravel's incidents this year. I swear, every time he gets out of the car, he always says, "I mean, we're friends."
Yeah.
I swear,
Just not
every
right now.
every single incident, like anything he's had, it's always, "I mean, we're friends." It's like, okay, I mean, that doesn't matter. I mean,
No.
like, I don't know. I just feel like, I don't know. I thought that was interesting.
It was just a big bummer. I mean, it sucks for Buddy, first
Because
and
it,
foremost.
it
And then it
the
ends his
points
championship.
battle was
basically.
kind of it was kind of getting interesting, and now it's gone. And unfortunately
Yep.
for Buddy, it was the guy that you're facing that ruined it. Carson Macedo finished second. Bill Baylog finished third. Bill Baylog's really good. We've known this for years. Buddy Kofoid obviously DNF'd, and that pushed his points back just a little bit. So tough break. We talked about Logan Julian, the pride of Oconomowoc, Wisconsin. He was in the top 10 most of the race. He won a heat race. He's fighting in the top 5. He's got this really nice bright orange car. He was at Knoxville this year. I thought for Knoxville, being his first time at Knoxville, he did pretty well. Really nice head turner up there. They didn't really have a lot of IRA cars show out. Like, that was a little disappointing. I think they only had 3 or 4 IRA guys, but the crowd was cool, and it's risky to go to Wisconsin in October, but it seemed to work out. So
Yeah, I wanted to make sure we called that out because he impressed me. He looked really good and was running like battling top 5. And I don't think it was cool seeing Dirt Vision. They had an onboard camera again this week, a live onboard with Carson Macedo, and
they're still tweaking it a little bit.
yeah, and I do like the shots where it's like where it doesn't get obstructed by the dirt, because it is the risk that you take if you're ever looking out the front of the car. And so it's cool seeing that. We were on board with him, and I don't think Carson touched Logan, but they got damn close. And Logan almost spun it out and kept it going, which was good to see, but it dropped him back to, I think, 10th or something like that. So he didn't even get as good of a finish as he probably deserved, but wanted to call out that good run by him.
Those cameras are so cool. I mean, they're literally drone cameras. They just put drone cameras in these little things. And I expect next year you probably see them at every race, maybe multiple cars per race. I know that's something Dirt Vision wants to keep tuning on. So
another instance where competition, you have Flo with High Limit doing similar things and pushing that production value. Fans are the ones that are going to be winning with that, which is cool.
Absolutely. And then went to Angel Park on Sunday. Unfortunately, just one of those races. The weather just didn't help. The rain in Wisconsin the night before, in the area the night before. Rubber down, unfortunately. But Emerson Axum made it pretty close against Sheldon Hodenshield. He passed Emerson Axum, got past Gravel. This is Emerson Axum in the WCI number 27, by the way. This is not Emerson Axum in the 18. Passed Gravel back for second around midpoint of the race, and then made a hard charge. Sheldon Hodenshield ended up winning the race. 2 things. Emerson Axum, ever since he's gotten back in the 27, very good. Like, very good. He's racking up podiums at Lee County. He racked up podiums here. He's got Ripper on the wrenches. Sound familiar? Because he was the former crew chief of the car that won the race. So that tells you something.
Chemistry and comfortability.
Yes.
We talk about it all the time. It's no surprise.
There are light rumors that Emerson will be on the tour next year with the World of Outlaws. It's a possibility.
In that car, right?
Yes, in that car, as he should be. I mean, that car's always been fast. I'd love to see him at Knoxville, but I don't think that's going to happen because he's very talented. He knows what he's got. Sheldon Haudenschild wins. That's like 2 wins in the last 6-7 races. Kind of ironic that after you get booted, that's when it starts winning. He kind of got out of the car and was like, I mean, these are all new guys that I'm working with. Didn't really throw him under the bus, but definitely said, like, I was told I'm out, but I'm not changing. I want to win races. Like, I'm not just going to sit down. I'm going to win races. I'm going to do whatever. So yeah, I think that's interesting. It's not official, but it sure seems the heavy rumor is he's going to go run the 18, Gio's old car. So, I don't know. It was just kind of, Sheldon's in such a weird spot right now where it's like you're winning money for the team that just kicked you, and nothing against Klaus and Marshall. It's all business decision based. They're doing what they think is right, but it's just a really weird situation. It's also really weird that he's now starting to win after said thing.
Yeah.
Maybe that's just pressures off of it.
Yeah, it could be. I mean, he's still got pressure on him to perform for whatever his next ride may be, which we kind of know where he's going. But, it was cool to see him throw shade, but not totally throw.
He just
throw the team under the bus. He was like, I was like, you just show up to your motorhome and everybody's new all of a sudden. Like,
I mean, he's being a pro about it. He still has a job to do, and he's doing it, which is, I mean, props to the guy. Like that's always been the knock on him is that he flipped in qualifying on Friday night. It was Friday, right?
Yep.
It's just the Sheldon Haudenschild experience.
Yeah.
Either that or it's during the lead.
You don't really see that happening at all anymore. And that's always been the knock on him for his entire career. He's starting to really click off really good runs, multiple wins here at the end in a not great situation. I'm sure that's really awkward. And like you said, it's all brand new guys, and you just kind of show up and race and go back to the motorhome and stuff. It's got to be really building the confidence and knowing the kind of equipment that you're going to be going into, and the team that has won outlaw races in the future, in the past, giving you that confidence in the future that you can go and do that right from the jump.
Well, and he wasn't at rock bottom, but he sure was at a low point. I mean, dude,
I'm sure he has been over the last few years
because he grabs the outlaw official's face mask and he's not winning. And it's like, he had just spun from the lead. I mean, it's just many things came together, and then he goes out and wins at the Grove, the National Open. So it's like, it all just kind of works out for him. But yeah, the Outlaws, man, night in and night out, always interesting. You never know what you're going to get. The final thing I wanted to touch on was, or actually before go to Trophy Cup, just the points. Dave Gravel leads by 138 points over Buddy Kofoid. They have 81 Speedway and Arrowhead Speedway in Wichita and in Kansas, and then they head to Charlotte for the World Finals. David Gravel is pretty much locked up the championship, all things considering. And our friend Garrett Williamson is close, very close to clinching Rookie of the Year. So that'll be really cool.
Gravel can still win 20.
Yes, still can. He's got 16 wins. He'd have to win 4 out of the last 5. Yeah.
Yep.
It's hard. I mean, those Charlotte fields are going to be stacked. I mean, most of high limit's going to be there. So that'll be interesting. But other than that, everybody seems pretty locked up in their point standings. I guess maybe Logan Schuchart could catch Carson Macedo. He's 360 back. Macedo's 298 back, so about 62 points. So that's still possible, but yeah.
Then maybe Cole Macedo and Chris Wyndham, but that's that's about it.
20 points. So, and then finally, Trophy Cup was on the West Coast to Larry. Joel Myers Jr. out of the Illinois-based team wins Trophy Cup. Cody Gardner, the Arkansas man, a lot of people were pretty happy for him. He won a prelim night. Obviously, the way that they do it's a points thing. So just because you win the final race doesn't mean you won it, because they invert the whole thing. Derek, who was in the news a lot on Twitter this week, his great tweet, he had many great tweets this week that made a lot of people mad, but one of the great tweets was like, wow, the Tanner Holmes is pretty impressive. He came out of the B to win the final night of Trophy Cup. They invert the entire field. So if you won the B, you're probably up front. Credit to Tanner Holmes, though, I will say. I mean, that was really, I think, his biggest win that he's had in sprint car racing, because he lost the lead. Like, he got to the lead, lost it, fell back to third, and you're like, all right, Spencer Basin's finally going to get it. And then he just drove right back around Spencer Basin. I don't really think Spencer made a mistake. It just feels like Tanner was wanting to rip the cushion just a little bit more. Still really cool. Really cool to see. Shout out Blake Anderson for somehow getting through the week. His voice was terrible on Saturday night. Sounded like a frog. I mean, it was just like, oh my gosh. I don't know how he made it through, but West Coast has put on so many good shows this year. And that 21 car, man, very good. I wish they'd go full time. They're never going to, but boy, everyone that's gotten in that car has won. Baston came like this close to winning, but really impressive. So congrats to those guys.
Definitely.
But, yeah, fun week. It's this silly season.
A lot of news.
Man. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It's just like even when the racing's over, I feel like it'll still kind of linger in November. And then I think when we get into December, we kind of calm down. We'll have the Gateway Nationals, and then we'll have Chili Bowl, and then we'll have Australia. But boy, just doesn't sleep. And we still got to wait for Donnie Schatz. When are we going to hear about Donnie?
Yeah, just one of the biggest sprint car names ever. We don't know where he's going to be. So.
Tim Kading. Yes, Kendall brings up a good point. Tim Kading, the wingboard was coming apart. Middle of the race. Wingboard's coming apart. They have a open red, which I don't know. They did a great job at Tulare, but boy, it felt like the races could have been a little bit short. Like some things could have been pushed together a little bit more. They have an open red.
TK needs a heater during the break.
I was getting ready to bring that up. Did anybody else see him totally ripping a dart? Like before he even has gloves off, he's ripping a dart. I was like, damn, boy.
TK is a freaking
he needs
treasure,
a
man.
sig bad.
TK's wingboard comes apart, a la Austin McCarl style at Knoxville. The open red comes out. They put a new top wing on it. 2 laps into the open red, it slices. The new one they put on slices. Same exact way. And like under the red, he's trying to like pull it down. Shane Golubic came over and was yelling at him while he's doing it. I mean, it was a mess. Shout out TK. That's fun to watch.
Tanner Holmes, they had like a tape job. They fixed the wing panel too.
It was really cool to see Anthony Macri out west. Like when I tuned in the first night, I saw Macri. I'm like, that's not Anthony Macri, is it? Because it wasn't his car. It was some random car. And they're like, yeah, it's the
Tyner car, right?
I think so. Yeah. But yeah, it was really cool to see Anthony Macri out there. So
definitely was. It's a sad time, boys. The sprint car races are winding down. So we got a couple to talk about next week. Like you already mentioned, Blake, we're going to be at Arrowhead Speedway. First, we're going to be at 81 Speedway in Wichita on Friday with the Outlaws, and then Arrowhead on Saturday. Like we also mentioned, only get 5 races left in the Outlaw season. Then we're done for the year here in the U.S. We're going to have to stay up pretty late to watch some Aussie races, but we're not there yet. So appreciate you guys watching. Again, make sure you hit like, subscribe, share this video with your friends. Subscribe on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. Look for Team Netcode. That's where these shows are now. And we're also at Team Netcode on all the social media platforms. We're on Facebook, Instagram, X, everywhere else, TikTok, everything. So we're going to be pushing clips out again. It's been a little crazy here lately, rebrand and all that. So also make sure you follow Blake. He's at Blake_Walker8. Kade is at Kade Higday, and I'm at Josh_Gerlach on X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it. But we will be back next Monday again at 7 p.m. Central Time. So we will see you guys then. See you later. The gong.